Have you ever asked yourself, do I really have free will? Is the path of your life shaped by your own conscious choices, or are you just a passenger swept along by fate, karma, conditioning, and unseen spiritual forces? This question has captivated philosophers, mystics, and scientists for centuries. Free will, the ability to choose, lies at the very heart of what it means to be human. Yet, no consensus exists. In the words of the 18th century philosopher Immanuel Kant, a free will and a will subject to moral laws are one and the same. Kant believed that true freedom comes not from doing whatever we want, but from aligning our will with a higher moral order, the divine will. The existentialist Jean-Paul Sartre offered a starkly different view. Man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. For Sartre, free will is absolute, and with that freedom comes full responsibility for who and what we become. And Carl Jung, who studied not only psychology, but also the mystical traditions of the East and West, once remarked, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." So, where does that leave us? Can we break free from inherited biological yet mechanical patterns and unconscious compulsions? After all, it is said that DNA is a biological storage system. Or can we awaken a deeper level of conscious awareness and reclaim our spiritual sovereignty? Connect to your higher self. Focus to motivate and enrich your life, and inspire others to find their true path. Join me on a journey to discover your power and higher purpose. Today, we turn to an esoteric teaching from the mystical text, The Liberation of Sophia, by Tau Malachi, writer, teacher, and current lineage holder of the Sophian Gnostic tradition. What he offers is not a binary answer, but a pathway, one that reveals how we can expand our capacity for free will through conscious spiritual practice. In the mystical view, human beings are not born fully free. According to Tau Malachi, the desire to receive is our natural state. It's the foundation of the material human, the bestial self. In this state, we live primarily to satisfy ourselves, to grasp, acquire, and survive. This doesn't make us evil. It simply means we're entangled in what he calls the herd consciousness, where we follow the collective momentum of karma, instinct, and unconscious drives. Free will in this state is weak, not because we are powerless, but because we are asleep. But then a shift begins. Something stirs within us, the desire to share awakens. This is the seed of the divine human. The desire to share is not just moral kindness. It's an orientation of the soul. It's a turning toward the divine order. As Tau Malachi writes, the basic aim of the spiritual life is a shift from the desire to receive to the desire to share, and in so doing, we increase our free will. This spiritual movement, from receiving to giving, is a movement toward true freedom. It's what breaks the spell of unconscious karma and awakens the presence of awareness within us. Here's the paradox. The more we seek to give, the more we receive. And the more conscious we become, the more free we are. But how do we generate this presence of awareness? Tau Malachi invokes Sophia, the Gnostic embodiment of divine wisdom, as a metaphor for our inner journey. Sophia, in her fall from the divine realm, is driven by an intense longing, a desire to receive. But in seeking fulfillment outside herself, she becomes bound, fragmented, and lost in illusion. He writes, "It is as though she never looked inward to see the light power in her, and did not realize that bringing it forth and sharing it would bring her the unification she so deeply yearned for." Her redemption, and ours, begins with an inward turn, a recognition of the light already within us. This is the Christos, the inner light presence, the Logos within. When we awaken to this light and choose to share it, we begin to rise. Tau Malachi explains that the presence of awareness and the desire to share must evolve together. One cannot exist fully without the other. He writes, "Without the presence of awareness, it certainly seems impossible for us to exercise our free will to choose the way of sharing. Likewise, without beginning to shift towards the desire to share, it seems impossible to generate the presence of awareness beyond a most basic level." This interdependence mirrors what modern neuroscience and mindfulness teachings also affirm. Awareness isn't static. It grows through intention and practice. Just as muscles strengthen through use, free will deepens when it is exercised in service of the divine through love, generosity, and presence. The most profound insight in Tau Malachi's writing is this: all aspects of consciousness are interconnected. He says, each aspect is completely interconnected and interdependent with every other. Thus, a true conscious evolution must seek a holistic and integral development of all aspects and levels of consciousness. This is not just spiritual poetry, it's a practical map for growth. To expand our free will, we must work on all fronts: healing our emotional wounds, cultivating mindfulness and awareness, practicing generosity and compassion, surrendering ego-driven desires, seeking unity with the divine light. This is not the path of passive belief. It is the path of conscious, active transformation. So, do we have free will? Yes, but it exists on a spectrum. At one end is mechanical living, where karma, instinct, and unconscious belief systems rule our actions. At the other end is spiritual mastery, where the soul consciously co-creates with the divine. Our task is to ascend this spectrum. And we do that by embracing the desire to share, by cultivating the presence of awareness, and by allowing the light within us to rise and shine. As the Sufi poet Rumi once said, "Why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open?" And as St. Paul wrote in his letter to the Galatians, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." The choice is ours. The door is open. Will you walk through? True freedom is not found in doing what we want. It is found in becoming who we truly are. A divine spark of light from the one source of all. To be kept in the loop for more motivation, inspiration, and sharing of mystical ideas that can spark your spirit, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Let's go on this journey together to create and to become 1% better each day.